My beloved child, pause for a moment and set your whole heart upon my words, for this is not merely a simple message but a profound expression that I have chosen this very hour to share with you. Too often you are swept away by countless tasks, worries, and the noise of life. Yet today I call you to be still, because what I speak will become life to your spirit. I have come to open for you a new door, a revelation meant for your ears alone. Therefore, my beloved, keep this close within your heart and do not hastily reveal it to anyone, for there are things I choose to entrust solely to you to test your faithfulness, your obedience, and the wholeness of your devotion to me. There are treasures of the Spirit revealed only to those who dare to listen in silence, and today you are the one chosen to receive them. Do not take this lightly, nor think it just another word of counsel, for it carries a sacred weight beyond your understanding. Prepare your soul, for what I am about to speak will not be easy to accept. Yes, I will speak to you about an event I have permitted to unfold in your life. My child, you have often asked why I allowed certain painful things to happen, why I did not prevent those wounds that tore your heart apart. But today I want you to understand that all things remain under my control. I never allow anything to come to pass without purpose. The one who betrayed you, the one who inflicted such deep sorrow that it seemed beyond repair, that person was but an instrument I allowed on your path. I know how deep the wound is. I have seen your tears fall quietly through long nights, and I have heard the cries rising from the depths of your soul. Yet, my child, you must believe that not a single tear has been forgotten before me. Not a single sigh has fallen into emptiness. I have gathered them all, waiting for the appointed time to turn that pain into a lesson, into a key that will unlock new strength within your spirit. Do not tremble when I speak of that betrayal, for I do not remind you of it to crush you under the weight of old memories, but to show you that even in darkness I had a plan for you. It was through that betrayal that you learned who truly stood by your side and who was only a fleeting companion. It was through that betrayal that you were drawn closer to me, for when all others left, you found your true comfort in my embrace. I permitted it to happen not to see you broken, but to raise you up stronger, that your spirit might no longer lean on human trust, but place its faith fully in me. Remember this: there are pains that carry blessings, there are losses that sow the seeds of glorious harvest, and it is from wounds such as these that new light will break forth. As Scripture declares, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Genesis 5:20. Biko. So then, my child, know that even that betrayal forms part of the great symphony I am composing for your life. And when the time comes, you will look back and understand that what I have done surpasses your present knowledge. Now be still, receive, and trust, for what I am about to do will transform your life forever. My child, I know well that within your heart remain cracks that have never truly closed. You have tried to keep walking to hide your pain behind smiles that appear serene, yet I see through it all. I see that those smiles are but a fragile shell you wear to conceal wounds that have not yet healed. I see the nights when you turn your face toward the darkness, stifling sobs, so that no one will know how weary you truly are. You thought that silence would cause the pain to fade, that time would erase it all, but, my child, there are wounds that cannot heal simply by being ignored. They remain lingering quietly, and even the faintest breeze is enough to make them ache once more. Yet do not be afraid, for I am the one who sees the things you keep most deeply hidden, and I have not come to condemn but to heal. My child, I know there have been times when you have asked, why must I go through this suffering? Why me? You have tried to bury it, to forget, but deep within you still feel the sharp sting of memory. I have come to remind you that you are not alone. That pain is not meaningless. In the midst of the darkness, my light shines all the brighter. I have witnessed every tear that has fallen from your eyes, and not one has been forgotten. They have become seeds sown into the soil, and in due time they will spring forth into a harvest of comfort, of strength, and of hope. Do not think yourself weak because you cry, for those very tears bear witness that your heart still knows how to love, how to hurt, and how to depend upon me. You once tried to walk quickly, believing that if you never looked back, the past would simply vanish. But the truth is, pain cannot be healed by running away. It is healed only when you dare to face it and place it in my hands. My child, let me touch the places you have never allowed anyone else to reach. Let me dry the tears that no one else has seen. Let me lift the burdens you have carried for so long that your shoulders have grown weary and your heart has grown hardened. I do not want you merely to survive, I want you to truly live. I do not want you to merely drag yourself through each day. I want you to taste the fullness of joy. And that can only happen when you let me enter, when you allow my love to break down the walls of silence you have built around your heart. Beloved child, I know there are times when you feel that no one truly understands you. People see your strong exterior, but they do not know how much you have trembled when left alone. They think you are fine, but I see that the wounds within you have not yet healed. I am the only one who does not merely see the surface, but penetrates to the depths of your soul. I know the things you have never dared to reveal to anyone. I hear even the silent cries that never escape your lips, and I will never abandon you. I am there when you sit alone in a quiet room. I am there when you force a smile in conversation so no one notices your weariness. I am there when you collapse with no strength left to rise again. I speak to you, the time has come when you no longer need to hide. You do not need to pretend to be strong, for true strength is not found in never falling, but in knowing how to lean on me to rise again. I am not ashamed of your wounds, rather I see them as evidence that you have walked through a great battle, and now I will turn them into testimony of my miraculous restoration. Just as Jesus, after his resurrection, still bore the marks of the nails in his hands, those wounds were no longer signs of defeat, but became proof of victory. My child, so it is with the scars in your soul. One day you will no longer see them with shame or bitterness, but with gratitude, for through them you have come to know my healing and my boundless love. Therefore, my beloved, stop running away. Do not hide your pain beneath a false smile any longer. Give it to me, and you will see how I can transform it into a new song. Believe that I can turn ashes into beauty, mourning into dancing, sorrow into hope. I am the Lord who makes what seems lost whole again, the one who brings back to glorious life what you thought was dead. You have endured enough. It is time for you to let me embrace you, to heal you, to lead you into a new season where my peace surpasses all understanding. Trust, my child, in the work I am doing. I know this journey is not easy, but I promise you I will never abandon you. Pause, open your heart, and let me enter the deepest places of your soul. Do not be afraid, for I do not come to condemn, but to love, to uphold, and to bring you the freedom you have long desired. And when you allow me to carry out this work of healing, you will realize that what you once thought was the end was truly the beginning of a new story, a story full of grace, hope, and glory. My beloved child, step out of the silence of pain and step into the abundant life in my love, for I declare he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 14:7-3. You are the one I am speaking of today, and I will fulfill this promise in your life. My beloved child, now open your heart wide and listen closely, for what I am about to speak is not only to bring you comfort, but also to help you understand the profound value hidden within the events you have endured. I know that in that moment of betrayal, you felt as though the world collapsed before your eyes. You thought you had lost everything and that I had abandoned you. But my child, I assure you, I have never left your side. I never withdraw when you are in your deepest pain. On the contrary, it is in those very moments when you believed yourself utterly alone that I was there, surrounding you, sheltering you in my unseen arms. I was right beside you, silently sustaining each fragile breath, making sure you would not be crushed completely under the weight of your sorrow. Do you know this? In the moments you fell to the ground and your tears flowed freely, I counted every single drop. Each tear I have kept as precious pearls in my vessel. Not one sob of yours vanished into the void. Not one trembling breath escaped my notice. You thought I was silent, but in truth I was measuring each pang of your anguish. I knew the exact limit of what you could bear, and I did not allow anything to surpass that. I permitted you to walk through fire, but I did not allow it to consume you. I allowed you to pass through the waters, but I did not let them drown you. Do you remember my promise in Isaiah 4:3-2, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, And when you go through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. Yes, my child, I have faithfully kept that promise over your life. What I allowed was never meant to destroy you, but to refine you as gold is refined by fire. You were wounded, but through that your spirit has grown stronger. You were once broken, yet from that very brokenness I inscribed upon your life a heavenly mark that cannot be found anywhere else. I did not desire your pain, but I knew there are truths that can only be learned through suffering. I saw within you a strength you yourself had never known, and in order to reveal it, I permitted trials to come. And when you rose again, you would see that you were no longer the same. You had become someone new with a deeper faith, an unwavering resolve, and a soul that leans wholly upon me. You thought that betrayal was the end of everything, but in reality it was the opening of a new beginning. In the very hour you felt your heart pierced through, I quietly planted a seed of new life within your soul. In the moment you thought all was lost, I sowed into you a seed of hope that in due season will sprout and bring forth a harvest of blessing. Remember this, that betrayal was never outside of my plan, nor could it ever thwart the destiny I have ordained for you. Rather, I used it as part of my greater design to lift you higher. My child, look back and recognize this. If it were not for that wound, you would not know how to comfort others in their pain. If you had not endured that brokenness, you would not carry such deep compassion for those who are shattered. If you had never been abandoned, you would never fully grasp my abiding presence that never leaves you. I have turned your pain into a source of comfort for many others. As my word declares in 2 Corinthians 1:4, He comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. Therefore, beloved, your pain has not been wasted. It is not meaningless. It has become an instrument in my hand to shape you into a vessel of encouragement and healing for many. I know there were times you questioned me. Why didn't you stop it? Why did you allow me to hurt so deeply? But now you need to understand that I did not prevent the pain because I saw something greater waiting on the other side. I allowed the fire to touch you, yet I was always there to control the flame, never letting it go beyond its limit. I let you taste the bitterness of sorrow, but I, myself, removed its poison. I allowed your tears, but I was also the one who wiped them away. And now, as you look back, you will see clearly that I used even the darkest moments to build in you an unshakable faith, a resilient heart, and an unbreakable bond between you and me. My child, what I long for you to grasp today is this: betrayal did not end you. Pain does not define you, and loss has not taken away your true worth. On the contrary, they have only highlighted the depth of my love for you and shown you how securely you are held in my mighty hand. Therefore, lift up your head. Do not view that event as a stain on your life, but rather as a chapter in the book I am writing for you. It is a painful chapter, yes, but one that opens the way for the next. A chapter of healing, of peace, of glory, and of a great destiny I have prepared for you since the foundation of the world. So then, my child, stop mourning the past. Stop trembling in fear whenever that betrayal comes to mind. Change your perspective and see that even in pain I remain the faithful God, keeping every promise and never abandoning you. I have kept you standing firm, and now I will lead you into a new season where you will see more clearly than ever that all things, even the most painful, work together for the good of those who love me and live according to my purpose. You are one of those, and I will not let a single part of your life be wasted. You belong to me, and I will make your story a living testimony of my love and power for the world to see. The very person you once saw as the cause of your broken heart, the one who left scars you thought could never be healed, now they have returned. Do not think their return comes from your will, nor from their own natural remorse. No, my child, it is I, the living God, who has allowed and orchestrated this to happen. This is not random, nor is it a meaningless cycle, but the unfolding of a profound plan within the design I have set for your life. My child, you may find yourself asking, why, Lord? Why would you allow this person to return to my life after all they have done? Remember, I do nothing without purpose. I have not brought this person back so that you would once again be crushed under the weight of old pain. I have not allowed this so that your wounds might bleed afresh, or so that you would carry a heavier burden. I have brought them back because I desire to finish the work in your soul that remained unfinished before. It is time for you to face this, not for your destruction, but for your freedom. It is time for you to stand before what once bound you, and to see with your own eyes that it no longer holds any power over you. My child, their return is not meant as another test, but as a revelation that you have grown, that you are no longer who you once were. I want you to see that what once had the power to bring you down now holds no strength against you. You were once ruled by wounds, guided by memories, haunted by fear. But now through my presence and my power, you will stand tall, lift your head high, and look straight at what once crushed you without trembling. You will no longer be a victim, but a victor. You will no longer be chained in the shadows of the past, but will walk in the glorious freedom I have prepared for you. Understand this clearly. I have not brought them back to heal them first, but to set you free. This is not about them, it is about you. For too long, part of your soul has remained bound in bitterness, in unanswered questions, in unresolved pain. You thought you had moved on, yet deep within the wound still held you captive, keeping you from walking fully forward. And now I have allowed their return not to wound you further, but to sever the invisible chain that has long bound your spirit. This is the closing of a chapter, the end of the past's hold over your life. My child, remember this. My grace always goes before you. When I allow their presence to reappear, I also give you the strength to face it. Do not see this through human eyes, for if you look through the flesh, you will think you are about to suffer once more. But when you look through faith, you will see that this is the opportunity I have given you for complete freedom. I will turn what was once a heavy yoke into proof of victory. I will turn their presence into a confirmation that you have truly been healed. My beloved child, remember that I am the Lord your God, just and faithful. I never abandon what belongs to you. I will not allow those wounds to linger unhealed. I myself have chosen this moment because I know you are ready now. You have walked through fire, you have crossed through water, and I kept you from being consumed or swept away. And now you stand upon a foundation stronger than ever before. I bring them back not to drag you into the past, but so you may declare once and for all that the past has no power over you. My child, I want you to understand that forgiveness is not merely an option, but the very key that opens the door of freedom for your soul. That person has returned not to remind you of the wound, but to give you the opportunity to proclaim before heaven and earth that you have forgiven, that you have been set free. Forgiveness does not mean denying the pain, but choosing never again to let it rule you for even a single moment. When you forgive, you will see the chains fall away, and you will be free to walk in the light. My child, I am the one who knows every detail of your story. I have witnessed every bitter word, every careless deed, every tear you swallowed in silence. But now, I want you no longer to live with your eyes fixed on the past, but to lift them toward what lies ahead. For my plan for you has never ended with that wound. You still have a long journey, a great destiny, a glorious harvest awaiting you. And to enter fully into it, you must release what has bound you. I let them return so that you may let go completely and walk forward with hands no longer held by chains. Do not be afraid, my child, when you see them come back. Do not hastily close your heart, for I have gone before you and prepared the way. Remember, I never bring anything to harm you, but only to give you a future and a hope. As I promised in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope." Therefore, my child, receive this return as the final step to close the old chapter and to open the new one I have already appointed for you. And when all is complete, you will realize that everything you once feared was only an instrument I used to affirm your victory in me. You will find yourself free, your heart at peace, and your spirit fully released. That person will hold no power over you. The past will no longer bind you, and you will step into the new season where my light shines upon you, where you live in true peace, true freedom, and perfect joy that only I can give. Beloved child, hold this truth in your heart. Their return is not the repetition of an old nightmare, but the proof that the day of full healing has come. This is the moment of your complete deliverance. This is the hour when I turn ashes into beauty and transform what once destroyed you into a testimony of my redeeming power. You will rise not as one broken and wounded, but as a witness of restoration and glory from my hand. And all who see you will know that it was I, the Lord your God, who has done this. My beloved child, I know that the meeting ahead will not be easy. The pain that seemed to have lain dormant for so long may awaken when you stand face to face with that familiar countenance, when words from the past echo once more in your memory like cuts upon your heart. Your body may tremble, your mind may recall those sharp knife. Like remarks, the cold, unyielding stares the moments when they turned their back and left you alone in solitude. You may feel as though you are being thrust back into that place of darkness where you once collapsed and wept in silence. Yet, my child, remember this: in the very moment when you feel the weakest, I will be there, closer than your breath itself, surrounding you with my invisible yet powerful embrace. I will not let you fight this battle alone. I will give you wisdom that transcends human reason, wisdom that only my Spirit can impart. That wisdom will teach you when to listen, when to be silent, when to speak, and when to let go. I will grant you a steadfast heart, one not driven by vengeance or bitterness, not suffocated by fear, but guided by grace and truth. It is that grace which will guard you from falling into the spiral of resentment, and it is that truth which will set you free from every lingering chain. Remember, my child, I do not call you to place your trust in man, for mankind is ever-changing and may betray. I do not ask you to open your arms, blindly giving away all your trust as if nothing had ever happened. No, my child. What I desire is that you open your heart to hear and to walk in my leading. Let me be the one who directs every word you speak, every glance you give, every response you make. Let me hold your heart so that it is no longer governed by painful memories, but ruled instead by the supernatural love that flows from me. For my child, what I am accomplishing in this encounter goes far beyond the mere idea of reconciliation, as humans understand it. My purpose is not simply for two people to shake hands, to erase old memories, or to offer a shallow apology. No, what I am doing is far deeper. It is redemption. I desire to free your soul from the invisible chains of the past, from the knots that have bound your spirit for so long. I long to sever the cord of bitterness that has held you back so that you may walk in the complete freedom I have given you. You once thought that healing meant forgetting, that forgiveness was the same as erasing the memory. But my child, true healing is not forgetting it, is remembering without pain. Forgiveness does not mean pretending it never happened, but choosing not to let it control your steps any longer. When you forgive, you are not lowering yourself before the one who wounded you. Rather, you are rising in my authority, declaring that they no longer hold any power over your soul. This is not weakness, it is a great victory. A victory that only I can give you. My child, prepare your heart for that moment. The words they speak may stir up old wounds, but remember that I have already washed and bound them with my eternal love. Their eyes may remind you of the times you were abandoned, but remember that I have never forsaken you, not even for a single second. Their presence may make you tremble, but trust that my presence is stronger, covering you and holding you firm. You are not walking into that encounter alone, for I am with you, standing behind you, walking beside you every step of the way. Let this meeting become a testimony of restoration. Let it be the milestone that marks the day of your complete freedom. You do not need to prove anything to them. For what I desire is that you look at yourself and recognize that pain no longer holds sway over you. Let them see the difference in you, a peace that surpasses understanding, a strength that does not come from your own power, but from my presence within you. Let my light shine through you so that both they and others may see that I, the living God, am the one who has transformed and redeemed you. My child, this is not the end of a tragedy, but the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where you walk in freedom, in a love no longer bound by the past, in a peace that cannot be stolen. This is the moment when I declare over your life that what has passed no longer defines you, but it is my eternal love and plan that establish your worth and destiny. And as you walk through this meeting, you will not only be set free, but you will also become a living witness to many others, showing that no matter how thick the darkness may be, My light still shines and redeems every soul. My beloved child, hold tightly to my hand. Do not let your heart be shaken by what your eyes see or your ears hear, but stand firm in what I have promised. I will cause all things, even this meeting that seems so full of pain, to turn for your good. And when it is over, you will not only see yourself healed, but lifted to a higher place, stepping into a freedom you have never known before. This is the journey of redemption, and you are the living proof of my unfailing love. My beloved child, I know well that in these past days you have often allowed the past to speak within your heart. That past has whispered into your ears poisonous lies, making you doubt the very identity I have bestowed upon you. You once believed that you were insignificant, that you were unworthy of love, that your mistakes or betrayals were in some way your own fault. Those lies were like invisible chains binding your soul, keeping you from walking tall and free. You carried them as a heavy burden, and at times you thought you must continue to live under the oppressive shadow of what was. But my child, I now speak with clarity no more. Those shackles no longer hold any power over you. The time has come for you to know the truth, and that truth will set you free. The encounter that lies ahead is not a mere accident, but a divine appointment arranged by me. There, what the enemy has long tried to keep hidden will be brought into the open. For so long it planted in your mind accusations and confusion, convincing you that you were unworthy, that you were nothing but a failure. It wove bitter memories into a net, binding you with shame and self-condemnation. But now, my child, I will tear away that veil. I will let the truth shine forth, so that every lie is consumed in my light. You will no longer be defined by your past, but will be called by the new name I myself have given you from the very beginning, the true identity I placed upon you. My child, in this coming encounter, do not think you must fight with your own strength. I will put my words upon your lips. I will speak through you, not as a weapon that wounds, but as a spiritual sword, sharp and filled with power. That sword will not strike to destroy, but to cut away chains. It will not pierce to kill, but to release. And before all else, it will release you. You will be set free from every captivity that has surrounded you for so long. Then you will know that you are no longer a victim of what has been, but a warrior in my hand, a witness of life and truth. I want you to understand this. The enemy always trembles before the truth. It knows that the moment a single ray of my light shines forth, all of its deceptions collapse instantly. That is why it has tried so hard to keep you in darkness, persuading you to believe what does not come from me. But now I will use you as my instrument to declare the truth, not only for yourself, but also for others who are bound by the same lies. You will see that when you speak under my guidance, the atmosphere will shift, chains will fall, invisible shackles will be broken, and you will step into complete freedom, into a joy that no one can ever take away. My beloved child, remember that your true identity does not lie in what others say about you, nor in what you have experienced. It is not defined by betrayal, not stained by mistakes, nor worn down by accusations. Your true identity rests in my word. I call you a child of light. I call you a marvelous creation made with a noble purpose. I call you chosen, set apart to bring my glory into the world. When you know who you are in me, every lie will lose its place. My child, this encounter is the very moment the veil falls. It will no longer be a place where you tremble because of memories, but a place where you stand firm as a living testimony to the truth. Others may look at you and see only an ordinary person, but in the spiritual realm, I will clothe you with armor, place a sword in your hand, and make you an instrument to break the chains of darkness. You will see yourself renewed, not bowing your head in shame, but lifting it high with the glory that comes from me. Beloved child, I want you to step into this encounter not with fear, but with the courage of one who knows they belong to me. For when you hold firmly to the truth, no lie can shake you. When you know that you are loved unconditionally, no harsh word can make you doubt your worth. When you know that you have been forgiven and redeemed, no darkness can overwhelm you. This is the hour when my truth will be revealed, and you will become a witness to that wondrous redemption. Therefore, my child, prepare your heart. Walk in trust, for I am the one who goes before you to clear the way. Hold fast to faith, for I have promised that the truth will set you free. Let the sword of my word cut away all that still lingers within you, and when the chains fall, you will know that you are not only healed but also free to live a life of fullness in me. You are the one I have chosen to proclaim the truth. You are the voice I will use to shatter lies. You are the testimony of redeeming power, and from this encounter you will emerge as a new person, strong, full of peace, and overflowing with my love. My child, do not be afraid, for I have spoken, and I will fulfill it. My truth will resound through you, and it will not only set you free, but also open the way for many other souls to find freedom in me. Beloved child, now I have placed my anointing oil upon your lips. From this moment on, when you speak, the words that come forth will no longer be the product of human arrangement or calculation, but the outpouring of my Spirit flowing through you. I want you to understand that this is not a heavy responsibility you must strain to bear, nor a burden that forces you to come up with something wise to say. You do not need to prepare long speeches nor worry about what you should or should not say. The only thing you need to do is remain in me, keep your heart bound to me, and let me be the one guiding every breath, every word, and every beat of your heart. In that moment I will fill your mouth with words that no one can deny, for they will bear the imprint of heaven, not the wisdom of humankind. You will recognize that the words spoken carry weight, authority, and the sweetness of grace. They will not merely be words, but a stream of life, flowing into barren places, breaking chains, and flinging open the doors of freedom for bound souls. My child, believe that I have prepared your tongue like a sharp sword, not to wound, but to discern truth from falsehood, to bring light into places where darkness once reigned. And when you feel yourself trembling, I will be your peace. You do not need to strive to find peace in circumstances or in people, for true peace can only come from me, the one who stands above every storm. My peace will cover you like an invisible armor, holding you steady in the midst of tempests. You may hear bitter words, you may face eyes full of judgment, but your soul will stand firm, unmoved, because my peace surpasses all understanding. You will discover that you can sit in a room thick with tension, yet still keep a calm heart, for I am with you, and my presence will enfold you like the arms of a father comforting his little child. And when you find yourself afraid, I will be your courage. That courage does not come from your natural strength, nor from pride or stubbornness, but from the trust that I, the Almighty God, am within you and beside you. Remember when Moses trembled before Pharaoh, it was I who placed my words in his mouth. When Jeremiah cried out that he was too young, it was I who declared, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you to deliver you." Jeremiah 1:8. And today that same promise is yours. I will give you strength not to retreat, to look challenges in the face without fear, and to stand firm even when pressures try to crush you. My beloved, let your mind find rest in this truth. I, myself, am the source, the strength, and everything you need. You do not step into that encounter alone, but with the power of the one who created the heavens and the earth. You do not speak with your own ability, but with the words of the one who called all things into being out of nothing. You do not act out of the impulses of the flesh, but you walk in the guidance of my Spirit. And this is what sets you apart. You are no longer the small, fearful, fragile person the enemy once knew, but a child of the Almighty, anointed to be a glorious instrument in my hand. My child, I do not call you to seek ways of persuading others with arguments or with the evidence you think they need to hear. I call you to become a stream of life through which I may pour out my love, my wisdom, and my power through your very mouth. Then the hearer will no longer see you, but they will sense me in every word, in every glance, in every breath, and the miracle will take place. Chains will fall, hearts of stone will soften, and even the hardest of hearts will not be able to deny the power that comes from me. Therefore, my beloved child, do not worry about tomorrow, nor trouble yourself over what you will say. Simply hold tightly to my hand, remain in my presence, and trust that I have already prepared everything. My peace will surround you, my courage will fill you, and my word will flow from your lips like the waters of life. And when that encounter is finished, you will see clearly one thing. It was not you who triumphed, but I, the one who made the promise to you, who accomplished all things. My child, walk forward with steadfast faith. Do not fear, do not doubt, for I am the one who has anointed you. I am the one who keeps you, and I am the one who will cause the words you speak to carry heavenly power to transform not only circumstances but souls. Rest in this truth, you are never alone. I myself am your peace. I myself am your courage, and I myself will complete the work I have begun in you. My beloved, this very moment is the appointed time I set long ago. You may not yet realize it fully, but you have grown so much. You are no longer the one you were yesterday, no longer the person who once collapsed in bitterness, no longer the trembling soul cowering before the storm. You have been prepared, trained, and refined in places unseen by others, in silent rooms where only you and I were present, in long nights when your prayers rose but answers did not come at once. You once thought you were abandoned, that your cries had fallen into the void, but in every one of those moments I was doing a deep work within you, a work understood only by those who dare to walk into the desert of solitude. It was in that silence, which seemed so meaningless, that I shaped your heart. I took away the hardened, calloused parts scarred by pain, and in their place I gave you a tender heart that knows how to feel compassion. I touched the most fragile places where you thought you could never stand firm, and I turned them into resilient strength. I removed fear, and in its place I gave you courage. I took away bitterness and replaced it with mercy. I took away despair and placed within you an enduring hope. Do you see it now? You are no longer the same. You are no longer a fragment of what was broken, but you are becoming a work rebuilt, steadier, more radiant, reflecting my glory all the more. My child, you once believed you had been shattered, that your wounds marked the end of your life, but I tell you it is not so. Those very wounds became the place where my light could shine through. That very brokenness became the opportunity for me to lay a new foundation, and now you are standing on a ground more solid than ever before. You have walked through fire, yet you were not consumed. You have crossed the waters, yet you were not swept away. You have survived, and not merely survived, you have grown strong. And this strength is not your own. It comes from the truth that you are in me, and I am in you. My beloved, now as you look back, you can see my hand in every detail. The lonely days you thought were wasted were in fact the days I was laying the foundation for spiritual maturity. The moments you wept in silence, believing no one saw, I counted each tear and turned them into seeds. And now those seeds are breaking forth, blossoming into the fruit of patience, of endurance, of unshakable faith. You have been prepared not for something ordinary, but for a higher calling. You are living proof that I can turn a wasteland into a flourishing garden, a barren desert into a place overflowing with streams of life. You are no longer bound by the past. You have been set free. You are no longer haunted by betrayal, by old memories, by lying voices that once clouded your true worth. Now you know who you are. You are the one I have called, the one I have chosen, the one to whom I have given a new identity. You no longer walk with your head bowed low, but with your eyes lifted upward, knowing that I have placed upon your head a crown of glory. My child, look into the mirror and see what I see. You are no longer a broken soul. You are becoming whole. You are no longer the trembling child gripped by fear, but a spiritual warrior who knows well the one who goes before you. You are no longer defined by pain, but by my grace. You have grown stronger. You have grown wiser. You have risen from the ashes, and now you stand as living proof that my love can renew all things. And remember, everything you have gone through is not only for your own benefit. Your very experience will become a powerful testimony to many others. You will be able to say to broken hearts, I have been there, but God has healed me. You will be able to comfort those still in the darkness by telling them that the light of the Lord still shines even in the darkest night. And you will be able to show many that the lies of the enemy can never destroy anyone who has placed their trust in the living God. Now, my child, walk forward with new confidence. Do not fear when you are called out of your comfort zone, for I have prepared you. Do not doubt when you face new challenges, for I have placed within you the strength to overcome. Remember that your journey does not end with being healed, it goes further. You are sent forth to become a source of life, a source of hope, and a source of encouragement for others. And as you do this, you will clearly see that everything I did in the darkness carried meaning, and everything you endured has become the foundation for stepping into your new destiny. My beloved child, this is the time, this is the moment I declare that you are no longer bound to the past, but you have entered into a radiant present and a glorious future. This is the moment I tell you that your growth has not been in vain, your wisdom has not been wasted, and your strength today is proof that my hand has always been upon your life. You are becoming whole, and from that wholeness I will cause even greater things to flow, new doors, great spiritual opportunities, and a destiny brighter than ever before. My beloved, now, I want you to listen closely, because what I am doing in your life is no longer some distant promise of the future. It is being revealed right here, right now. This is not about waiting for others to change, nor is it the result of a belated apology or the repentance of those who once wounded you. No, my child, the restoration I am bringing forth in your life flows entirely from me, from my unfailing promise, and from my unchanging power. Your healing does not depend on any human hand, but rests solely on the word of the Creator, on me, your Lord. I have spoken, and my word never returns void. I have declared that you are healed, and this is no longer a vague promise, but a reality flowing through every breath you take. I have declared that you are made whole, and that means the fragments of your soul once thought impossible to mend are being carefully pieced together by my skillful hand. No crack will remain to shatter the new wholeness I am building. I have spoken that you are free, and this freedom is no longer bound by painful memories, no longer pulled backward by the heavy weight of the past, no longer imprisoned in the chains of lies. My beloved, recognize this vital truth. My restoration is a divine process that surpasses human understanding. People may think healing only comes when forgiveness is offered or when justice is served. But I, the righteous and faithful one, do not wait for such things. I do not let your recovery depend on the change of heart of others, for if it were so, you would remain imprisoned in endless waiting. My healing is grace poured out even when circumstances remain unchanged, even when others have not yet repented. It is my word, not the actions of men, that holds the key to your freedom. Child, recall the times I touched the lives of many in Scripture. The woman who suffered from bleeding for 12 years did not need the priest's confirmation, but only touched the hem of my garment, and at once she was healed. The man crippled at the pool of Bethesda for 38 years did not need anyone to carry him for just one word from me. Rise, take up your mat and walk, released him from his affliction. In the same way, your healing today does not depend on the actions or repentance of anyone else, but rests upon my word already spoken, a word that never changes. My child, let your heart rest in this assurance I have spoken, and that is enough. You need no further recognition from men to affirm your worth. You need no apology to seal your wholeness. You need no explanation to unlock your freedom. I, the one who created the heavens and the earth, have spoken, and my word carries the power to transform reality. My child, you are no longer defined by those wounds. You are no longer bound to the identity of one who has been betrayed or rejected. You are no longer the one who must live under the shadow of brokenness. Now you are defined by my word. You are healed, you are whole, you are free. Let these words be engraved deep within your spirit, so that when the enemy whispers lies that you are still damaged, you will rise and respond. No, I have heard the Lord's decree, and he has declared that I am healed. My child, the restoration I am bringing is not a mere patching over of fractures. It is a complete renewal. I am creating within you a new heart, a new spirit, a new beginning. The wholeness I give is not what mankind imagines. It is not a simple return to what was, but a transformation into something greater, stronger, and more radiant. You are becoming the very version I intended from the beginning, the version that reflects my image more clearly. Look at yourself today and recognize you are no longer a prisoner of the past. You are no longer haunted by bitter memories. The chains that once seemed unbreakable have now fallen away. You are walking in the freedom that I have declared over you. Yes, you may still remember what has happened, but those memories no longer hold power to control you. They remain only as scars, evidence that you were once wounded, but also proof that I have healed you. My child, open your mouth and proclaim what I have spoken. Tell your soul each day, I am healed, I am whole, I am free. As you declare this truth, darkness will tremble, the enemy will retreat, and your spirit will be strengthened. This is an unshakable truth. Nothing and no one can overturn the decree I have spoken over you. Therefore, beloved child, walk forward with a newfound confidence. Let my light of restoration shine through you so that all who look upon your life will know there is a living God, the one who turns brokenness into wholeness, death into life, bondage into radiant freedom. You are a witness of this divine restoration, and your life will stand as a testimony to the world of my power. I speak to you once more that you may engrave this in your heart. Your restoration does not come from the words of man, but from my unchanging promise. I have declared that you are healed. I have declared that you are whole. I have declared that you are free, and what I declare, no power can hinder. Live in this truth, and you will see that I, the Lord your God, will fulfill every word of my promise. My beloved child, at this very moment, as your eyes are reading each line, I, your God, am moving quietly, yet powerfully, within the depths of your soul. You may think these are merely words of comfort, but in truth it is my spirit at work in your heart. I am opening drawers you locked away long ago, the hidden places you never wanted anyone to touch, not even yourself. You once believed that burying memories was the only way to survive, that if you hid them deeply enough, you would never have to face them again. But my child, I will not allow you to live buried beneath the weight of silence. I do not want you to carry secret burdens forever. That is why today I come reaching into every fracture you have tried to conceal, not to cause you more pain, but to heal you and lead you into true freedom. My child, I am breathing life into those memories you once feared, the ones you long to forget. Your heart may ache as they rise again, but know this: I am not leading you back into the past to torment you. I am drawing you there so that you may see my power at work upon it. I am not bringing you to collapse once more in tears, but to stand strong and recognize that what once broke you no longer holds any power over you. I want you to know that no memory, no cruel word, no act of betrayal can ever be greater than my love and my grace. Remember, my child, it was the Son of God who declared, "If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." This freedom is not a fleeting feeling nor a lofty idea, but a deep deliverance at the very root of your being, where no chain remains to bind you. I know how many times you have tried to step out of the shadows by your own strength, only to feel yourself pulled back even harder. The more you tried, the more trapped you felt. But today I have come to break each cord, to shatter every chain, and to lead you out of the prison where the enemy has kept you for far too long. Beloved child, I have not finished with you yet. What you thought was the end is only a pause in the story I am writing. I never abandon the work of my hands. Just as the potter never throws away the vessel that cracks but reshapes it into something even more precious, so too will I never leave you in your brokenness. The chapter that once brought you tears, nightmares, and unending sorrow will be rewritten by my own hand. I will transform it from darkness into a radiant new page where pain is no longer visible, but only my restoration, my grace, and my glory shine forth. You may ask, Lord, how can you rewrite what has already passed? The old story has already happened. How can it be changed anymore? My child, you forget that I am the one who is beyond time. I am not bound by past, present, or future. I can transform the way you see your past, so that what was once a burden becomes a testimony. I can take what once made you fall and turn it into the foundation for new strength. I can take the ashes the enemy left behind and turn them into beauty that astonishes many. And I will do this in you, so that the whole world may know there is a living God at work within you. My child, let me hold the pen and rewrite the pages of your life. Do not cling to the pen in your own hand, for when you write, you can only record lines drenched in tears. But when I write with the ink of grace, in the colors of hope, in the light of love. When I write, that chapter of pain will turn into a song of triumph. When I write every scheme the enemy designed to destroy you will be overturned, and all things will work together for your good. Beloved child, remember that your life is a book I have ordained. Every chapter has its purpose. Some chapters are filled with tears, but others overflow with joy. Some chapters are shrouded in night, yet there will always come a chapter radiant with the light of dawn. And the most wonderful truth is this: I am the author, and I never write wrongly. You may not understand all that is happening, but trust that I am not finished with you. I am still writing, and the ending of this story will not be defeat but victory. My child, lift up your eyes and believe that a new chapter is beginning. Let go of the fear that history will repeat itself, for I have said, behold, I make all things new. Place your trust in me, for I alone can turn painful memories into healed remembrances, brokenness into opportunities for my power to be revealed. And when others look at your life, they will not see how you struggled to rise, but how I lifted you up with my hand. My child, do not tremble before the new chapter. Allow me to continue writing your story with my loving and wise hand. Believe that the coming chapter will no longer be filled with cries, but with laughter, no longer with loss, but with abundance, no longer with sorrow, but with complete joy. You will find yourself rising from the ashes like a phoenix reborn, not by your own strength, but by my everlasting love. Beloved child, let me say it again so you may engrave it deep in your heart. I have never finished with you. The story of your life is still unfolding, and every new page is written with my love and my perfect plan. Trust me, for I will turn the chapter once filled with sorrow into the most glorious chapter of your life. And then you will realize that everything you endured was only preparing you for this very moment, the moment you stand in freedom, in wholeness, and in a joy that no one can take away. My beloved child, I know well what is stirring deep within your mind. I see the fear creeping into your heart, the hesitation that slows your steps. I know you want to build walls around your heart, hoping that by doing so you will never be hurt again. You think that if you keep your distance, if you shield yourself, then you will be safe. But my child, those walls cannot protect you. They only close your heart to the love and joy I long to pour into you. Know this: true protection does not come from what you create for yourself, but from me, the one who surrounds you, keeps you, and shelters you every moment. My child, you are never alone. With every step you take, I go before you. Before you enter any conversation, any situation, I am already there preparing the way for you. And when you look back, you will see my footprints in the sand, for I stand behind you as your shield and your steadfast support. You are covered on every side, to your right, to your left, before you and behind you. My hand is there. You may not see it with your eyes, but even now, my angels are all around you, raising up a hedge of protection so that no power of darkness can touch you. Those angels never tire. They carry out my commands day and night for the sake of preserving your life. My child, even in your darkest moments, when you thought you had been abandoned, I was there. I have never wavered, and you have never been forsaken. Remember those days when you collapsed in pain, when you thought there was nothing left to cling to, yet something held you back from falling completely. That was me. When you were exhausted and ready to give up, I was the one who upheld you. When you could not go on, it was I who carried you forward. The very fact that you are alive and standing today is proof that I have never abandoned you. The covenant I made with you is not temporary, not just for your good days, but an everlasting covenant. It does not waver with circumstances, does not change because of your weakness, and does not fade because of the betrayal of others. You may doubt yourself, but do not doubt me. For my promise is as unshakable as the heavens and the earth. And now, my child, what I call you to do is to trust me more than your own emotions. Your feelings are like the sea, sometimes calm, sometimes raging, sometimes swelling, sometimes ebbing away. If you let your feelings rule you, you will always be unsteady, never secure. But I am the solid rock, unchanging, and whoever leans on me will never be swept away. I want you to know that faith is not a feeling, but a decision, a choice, to place your trust in me, even when you feel nothing at all. My child, I also want you to trust me beyond your own reasoning. Your reason sees only what your eyes can see, only what you can comprehend. But I am the one who is above all things, who does what no eye has ever seen, no ear has ever heard, and no human heart has ever conceived. If you insist on analyzing everything through human logic, you will confine me to what is small and limited. But if you let me lead you, you will behold wonders, miracles beyond anything human understanding could ever explain. And beyond all this, I want you to trust me more than you trust your past experiences. I know your past is filled with bitter lessons. You have tasted betrayal. You have endured deep wounds, and those very experiences have left you afraid of reliving the pain. But my child, remember this. The past cannot define your future when I am the one holding your destiny. Your old experiences cannot serve as the measure of what I am about to do, for what I am about to accomplish far surpasses anything you have ever known. Do not let old scars keep you from stepping into the newness that I am opening before you. My beloved child, believe that I am calling you to live in a higher faith, a faith not founded on feelings, not confined to reason, not bound by the past, but anchored wholly in me. When you trust me in this way, you will experience a peace that nothing can shake. When you place your trust entirely in me, you will discover that no storm can sweep you away, and no wound can break you down anymore. For I am your fortress, your shield, your safe refuge where you may rest completely secure. My child, let my words today be engraved deeply upon your soul. You are not alone, you have never been abandoned, and you never will be. I have made an everlasting covenant with you, and I will keep it until the very end. Therefore, walk forward with courage. Do not fear, do not hesitate. Trust me more than your emotions. Trust me more than your reasoning. Trust me more than your past experiences. And as you place your faith in me, you will see wonders overflow into your life, far beyond anything you have ever hoped for or imagined. You are mine, and I will never let you slip out of my hand. My precious child, I want you to know that even in this very moment I am working out things far beyond the limits of your narrow understanding. You may see only broken fragments, disjointed events, torn pages of your story that seem impossible to piece together into anything meaningful. But I, the one who holds all things in my hand, am weaving them together. I am joining the threads of your silent tears, the moments you collapsed in weakness, the events that seem to bring only emptiness, and I am crafting them into a glorious tapestry. And when that masterpiece is complete, you will see yourself within it, not as one defined by failure or misfortune, but as a victor standing tall in my light. You will no longer see yourself as abandoned, but as one I have chosen from eternity past, destined to reveal my glory to the world. My child, when I bring back into your life those who once hurt you, do not harden your heart. I do not do this to reopen wounds, but to complete the work of healing within you. Do not close your soul in bitterness, for bitterness is an invisible chain that imprisons the spirit, keeping you from walking in the freedom I have given. Do not build new walls of defense around your heart, for such walls cannot protect you. They only block my light from shining into the depths within. Let me replace fear with peace, doubt with faith, and bitterness with love. My child, let me speak through you. When your lips tremble, I will place my words upon your tongue. When your heart hesitates, I will grant you wisdom to know what to say and what to withhold. You need not strive to create perfect words, for I, myself, will make your speech a sharp sword to cut through the chains of falsehood. You need only open your heart and let me work. I desire that the world no longer sees bitterness in your eyes, but rather beholds the gentle light of my presence reflected in them. Let me shine through you. This light does not come from your own effort, but from my presence within you. When you step into a room filled with tension, my light will transform the atmosphere. When you stand before those who once caused you pain, that light will not allow the shadows of the past to reign any longer. Instead, forgiveness and grace will flow, not because you are strong enough, but because I live in you. Others may look at you and wonder how you can forgive, how you can remain at peace. But in that very moment, they will know that I, the living God, am the one who has done this work. My child, do not let the past continue to define the present. I have called you out of darkness to be a lamp set upon a hill shining for many others. You were not chosen to live a life of fear, retreat, or confinement. You were chosen to be a vessel of my love, so that wherever you go, darkness must retreat. You are not only one who has been healed, but one who carries healing to many others. You are not only one who has broken free from chains, but one through whom my hands will break the chains that bind other souls. Beloved child, believe that the picture I am painting is greater than what you can imagine. Every detail, whether painful or sweet, contributes to a masterpiece. And within that masterpiece, you are no longer remembered as a victim, but as a living testimony to my redeeming power. You will be the evidence that I can turn ashes into beauty, brokenness into hope, and darkness into light. Therefore, my child, let go of fear, lower your defenses, and step forward with an open heart. Allow me to continue writing your story so that the world may look upon you and recognize me. Do not close your heart, for every time you open it, my light shines forth even more powerfully. Do not be afraid, for I have gone before you. Do not doubt, for my covenant with you is everlasting. You are never alone, and you will never be abandoned. My beloved, forgive not because the other person deserves your forgiveness, but because I have forgiven you first. Forgiveness is not a reward for the one who hurt you. It is a gift I give to your soul so that you may walk free from the chains of bitterness. You do not need to wait for their remorse, nor for their confession or correction. For if your forgiveness depends on such things, you will live endlessly in a hopeless waiting. Forgiveness is the path you take, not for others, but for me and for your own soul. For I forgave you long before you could ever make amends for your wrongs. I lifted from your shoulders a debt you could never repay. And now all you need to do is release that same forgiveness like a flowing stream so that you no longer live bound by the invisible chains of hatred. My child, come near to me and rest in my presence. Do not rush to speak, do not try to justify yourself, and do not strive to carry the weight on your own. Simply sit still, be silent, and let me embrace you. Let your heart melt in, my love, so that your eyes may lift and see the gentle light of heaven covering you. I long to speak deeper into the very core of your soul, the place you have never allowed anyone to enter. I desire to touch the chambers you have locked away, where memories of betrayal, abandonment, and wounds lie hidden, hurt so deep you once believed you could never recover. O child, you have heard my voice in these past days, but now I desire not only that you hear, but that you receive. I want to pour into you words that never fade, words carrying eternal life. These words will be like streams of living water flowing through the barren desert of your soul, like a gentle breeze dispersing the heavy fog clouding your mind. I will speak to you words of healing, words like holy oil, soothing every wound. I will reveal to you things you have never known, truths hidden behind your pain, your confusions, and the veils that have covered you all these years. Do you know, child, that often it was pain itself that led you to misunderstand me, to misunderstand yourself, and to misunderstand others. You thought I had abandoned you, and that your worth depended solely on the acceptance of people. But today, I will erase every one of those lies. I will unveil the truth so that you may see you were never forgotten, never forsaken, never belittled in my eyes. What you endured was but a veil, and one day when I remove it, you will behold my glory shining brightly behind it. My child, I know that within your heart there are ceaseless whispers, the voice of memory, the voice of guilt, the voice of regret, and even the voice of fear. They are like a restless crowd pressing in upon one another in your mind, leaving you weary and too drained to hear anything else. But I declare this: be still, stop striving, and let my voice rise above them all. Let my word be the lamp to guide your steps, the light that shines even into the darkest corners. My child, what I am revealing to you is not merely a passing comfort, but a new foundation for your entire life. I will remove confusion and replace it with clear understanding. I will take away your pain and grant you lasting healing. I will wipe away your tears and replace them with joy that no one can steal from you. From the layers of sorrow, from the times you have been rejected, I will weave a new story, a story of grace, of restoration, and of hope. Beloved child, you have not yet known the full depth of my love. It is not only an embrace to console you, but a mighty current that can wash away every speck of dust, every chain, and every lingering shadow in your life. I want you to open your heart to receive it completely. Do not resist this love with bitterness, with doubt, or with fear. The more you surrender in my presence, the more you will see your heart healed, the more you will feel peace saturating every breath. Remember this, forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but the evidence of strength, the strength that comes from me. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting everything, but choosing not to let the past rule your present. Forgiveness is not compromising with what was wrong, but stepping into freedom no longer bound by darkness. And my child, when you forgive, you not only unlock freedom for yourself, but also open the door for me to work miracles in your life. Draw near to me, and let me whisper words of love meant for you alone. Let me rewrite what you thought was buried forever. I will turn those pains into radiant jewels, so that when you look back, you will no longer see the darkness, but only the reflection of my glory. My child, believe that I long for more than to merely touch the surface of your life. I desire to go deeper, to heal the very roots, to restore your true identity, and to free your soul from the bonds of darkness. And then you will rise not as one wounded, but as a living witness of my boundless love and power. You are the one I have chosen to reveal this through. You will become a shining light so the world may know there is a God who heals, who restores, who upholds, and who turns every ash into radiant beauty. And you will not only hear this truth, but live in it, the truth of a love that will never abandon you. My beloved child, I know well the walls you have built around your heart. You believed they would be your fortress of protection, a suit of armor to shield a soul that has endured too much pain. You thought that by hiding behind those walls you would no longer need to fear, no longer tremble at betrayal, no longer suffer another wound. But my dear one, it is those very walls that have kept the pain locked inside you. They have not driven away the darkness, but instead have turned your heart into a closed chamber where echoes of sorrow resound without end. You thought you were safe, yet in truth you have only imprisoned yourself in the dungeon of your own fear and bitterness. In the silence of the night, when no one else was near, you lifted your voice to me. Lord, how could they do this? Why did they turn their backs and abandon me when I needed them most? Why did words of love become daggers, piercing my heart? I have heard every tear-soaked question. I have watched every restless night as your soul lay shattered. You waited for a gentle reply, a soothing comfort to ease the pain for a while. But child, I did not come merely to hand you a fleeting balm. I did not come to pat your wounds for a moment, only for you to return to emptiness. I came to give you truth, and it is this truth that will cut the chains, free you to the root, and bring you into true freedom. My child, the truth is this: the actions of others do not define your worth. Their rejection is not proof that you are meaningless, but rather a revelation of the limits of human hearts. The promises they broke do not lessen my eternal love for you. I am not like man who loves and then changes. My love for you is unchanging, untouched by circumstances, unaltered by time, and never distant from you. You once believed the fault was yours, that you were not good enough to be kept, not worthy of being wholly loved. But today I declare this: you are fully loved, you are wholly valuable. For I created you in my own image, and I have never ceased to call you the one I cherish. Beloved child, I want you to understand that what they did is not the end of your story. The tears you have shed are not wasted. They are watering the seeds of a new season in your spiritual life. I have seen it all, I have heard it all, and I have remembered every cry of your heart. Yet I will not let my answer stop at momentary comfort. I give you the truth that you are not abandoned, not rejected, not condemned to a life of meaninglessness. You are my precious creation, held firmly in my hand, and no rejection from others can ever undo the place I have set for you. My child, the truth that will set you free is this: healing does not come from others returning to apologize, but from your realization that I have loved you with a love that never fails. You do not need to wait for them to return in order to feel whole, because I am your wholeness. You do not need their recognition to feel valuable, for I am the one who defines your worth. You do not need earthly promises to uphold your faith, for my promises are eternally secure. Let this truth sink deeply into your soul. You no longer need to imprison yourself behind the walls you have built with your own hands. I invite you to step out of the dark room where pain has reigned, and into the light where freedom and fullness of joy await. You do not need to guard your heart against me, for I will never wound you. You do not need to pretend to be strong before me, for I love you even in your weakness. And it is in those very moments of weakness that my strength is revealed more completely than ever before. Beloved child, the truth I give you today is not to make you forget what has happened, but to help you see it with new eyes. You will come to understand that the betrayals and the abandonments were but parts of the journey I used to teach you to lean on me. Through those painful moments, you came to grasp more deeply what my unchanging love truly means. Through betrayal, you discovered that I am the only one who is always faithful. And through brokenness, you came to behold the miracle of restoration that flows from my hand. Open your heart and let this truth heal you. At the very root, you are not a victim, you are a conqueror. You are not forsaken, you are chosen. You are not a meaningless fragment, you are the glorious work I am building day by day. Walk in this truth, and you will find the true freedom, the true joy, and the true peace that no one can ever take from you. My child, I declare once more, so you will remember, I did not come to place a patch over your wound, but to heal it completely at the root. I did not come to comfort you for a passing pain, but to deliver you fully. And this truth, the truth of my love and my grace, will break every chain, tear down every wall, and shatter every lie, so that you may truly live in the freedom and glory I have destined for you. My beloved child, those who have hurt you, those who turned their backs on you when you needed them most, are not a curse placed upon your life, nor are they proof that you have been forsaken. Though they brought you sorrow and tears, understand this: I have never taken delight in your pain. I find no joy in your tears, yet I allowed them to cross your path because I knew that through it you would be drawn closer to me to discover and experience the one love that never changes, the love that comes from me alone. You thought what happened was nothing but ruin, but I see the greater picture that your limited eyes cannot yet behold. My child, you see only the scattered fragments lying broken across your life, but I see the entire masterpiece I am weaving from those very fragments. You see disappointment, but I see an opportunity to build strength within you. You see betrayal, but I see a turning point that leads you away from a place that no longer belongs to you. You see tears, but I see the seeds of a new harvest. I know the ending from the very beginning, and on every page I remain the author. Do not believe you have been abandoned. In truth, it is precisely in the moments when you feel forsaken that I am silently guiding your steps toward a better road. What you call betrayal, I permit as a disguised blessing, a doorway opening to something deeper and far greater that you would never have known otherwise. My dear one, remember, Joseph, sold by his brothers, rejected, humiliated. In the eyes of others, it was cruel betrayal. But in my eyes, it was the very path I used to place him where I had destined so that many would be saved from famine. You call it betrayal, but I call it a hidden blessing. You call it failure, but I call it a stepping stone to victory. You call it abandonment, but I call it a divine arrangement, so you will no longer rely on man, but learn to lean fully on me, the one who never turns his back on you. Beloved child, do not let bitterness cloud your vision. Each time you are betrayed, I do not stand idly by, but I use it to awaken you, to open your eyes to the truth that human love is always limited, but my love is everlasting. You must know that some people are only meant to be with you for a season, and when that season ends, they must leave to make room for the new things I long to bring into your life. If you cling to what is old, you will miss the glory I am preparing. At times, betrayal is simply my gentle way of pushing you out of a closed door so I can lead you toward a far greater one beyond anything you ever dared to imagine. My child, betrayal does not define you. It is not a verdict on your worth, nor is it proof that you are unworthy of love. Rather, it is a reminder that the love you truly need does not come from others, but from me. Do not let your heart cling to the fickle changes of mankind. Instead, let your identity be rooted in my unchanging love. It is this love that makes you steadfast, that heals your wounds, that lifts you from the ashes, and leads you into abundant life. My beloved, I know you have once wanted to ask, if God loves me, Why does he allow such things to happen? My child, it is precisely because I love you that I cannot allow you to remain forever in deceit in relationships that no longer bring life. I allowed you to experience betrayal not so that you would be crushed, but so that you would awaken to the truth that there is only one source of love, one source of safety, one source of hope that never runs dry, and that source is me. Without that wound, perhaps you would have continued clinging to what was never meant for you, and you would never see the true worth I have placed within you. My dear one, see what once broke you as a wake-up call. It did not come to destroy you, but to teach you how to distinguish the false from the true, to discern the fleeting love of men from my eternal love. It reminds you that you cannot live by the gaze or praise of others, but must live by the acceptance that comes from me alone. And when you understand this, you will realize that betrayal was in fact a turning point that led you into freedom. Beloved child, from this day on, look at those wounds with new eyes. See them as seeds buried in the dark soil which one day will bloom into a radiant field of flowers. See them as a bridge that carried you out of the old and into the promised land. See them as a storm that passed through, leaving the sky clearer than before. For in all things I remain the sovereign one. Nothing happens outside of my permission, and if I allow it, then surely it will work for your good. My child, let go of the heavy burden of bitterness and hold fast to this truth. What you call betrayal, I call redirection. What you see as rejection, I see as an invitation to draw nearer to me. What you think is an ending, I call the beginning of a new journey. And what you thought was a curse, I transform into a blessing. My child, let your heart be at peace. Believe that I know every step of your journey. I have seen the entire story from the very beginning, and the ending I have written for you is not defeat but victory. Do not fear when others turn their backs, for I have never turned mine. Do not tremble when you feel abandoned, for I have never left you. Do not despair when the road shifts direction, for it is I who am leading you to a better place. My beloved, betrayal is not the end. It is only a tool I use to draw you nearer to me, so that you may live in the one love that never fails, my love. And when you look back, you will give thanks, for through those wounds you found the truth that you were never alone, that my love has always covered you, and that you were chosen to walk in light and complete freedom. My precious one, do not let those lies continue to bind your soul. The enemy wants you to believe that the betrayal of others is proof of your worthlessness, but it is only a trap to steal your confidence in yourself and in me. Their actions do not define you. They only reveal the brokenness, the emptiness, and the unhealed places within them. You are not to blame for the collapse of another's heart. Do not let their sin become chains around you. You are not defined by betrayal, but by my hand, the one who formed you and calls you beloved. You are neither too much nor too little. You are not a burden that drives someone away, nor are you a lack that makes someone despise you. You are not wrong for giving love, for love is the very essence I placed within you from the beginning. You are not wrong for trusting, for trust is the proof that your heart knows how to open and offer itself in relationship with others. If someone abuses your love and trust to cause pain, it only exposes who they truly are, not a flaw within you. The wounds you carry are not because you loved or trusted, but because others did not know how to honor what was most precious. My child, remember that it is I who created your heart. My hands shaped every contour, breathed life into each beat, and granted you the ability to love deeply, to remain steadfast in faithfulness, to hold on to an unquenchable hope, and to carry a precious gentleness. I have never despised these things. On the contrary, I treasure them as jewels, for I myself inscribed them into your soul when you were formed in my image. If anyone belittles your gentleness, I see it as a reflection of myself within you. If anyone disregards your faithfulness, I receive it as a fragrance rising before my throne. If anyone exploits your love, I regard it as proof that you are living true to the nature I have given you. Beloved child, understand that the enemy always seeks to twist the truth. It wants you to believe that betrayal means you are unworthy, that rejection proves you are meaningless. But the truth is this: your heart is not defined by those who turn away, but by the one who will never abandon you. Your worth is not determined by harsh words, but by my eternal decree spoken from the beginning of creation. You are very good. You are not the outcome of neglect. You are the masterpiece of the Creator. My child, I want you to lift up your head and walk in new freedom. Do not let the shadows of others dim the light within you. Do not allow their unfaithfulness to dull your own faithfulness. Do not let their bitterness close off your tender heart. Do not allow their betrayal to strip you of hope. For what I have placed within you was never meant to be extinguished, but to shine brightly. The more you hold fast to what I have given, the more you will bear my likeness in a broken world. Know this, my child, I see and value all that others may dismiss. Every tear you shed when your love is not returned, I keep as pearls in a golden vial. Every time you choose faithfulness, though others break their word, I record it as a pure offering before me. Every hope you cling to in the darkness, I turn into light to guide your steps. Every act of gentleness you give, though disregarded, I receive as a fragrant blossom in my eternal garden. Never have you wasted your love, your trust, your hope, or your tenderness. Not a single thing you offer in my name is ever in vain. Beloved child, believe that I am renewing your very identity. You no longer need to ask whether you are enough or whether you have worth. For your identity does not rest in the eyes or the approval of others. It rests fully in the truth that you were created in my image. This truth is the unshakable foundation, and no power can move it. Do not let those lying voices keep whispering that you are not good enough. Let my words certain and unchanging be engraved upon your soul. You are my beloved child in whom I delight. My child, I call you to step out from the ashes of bitterness and put on the new robe of glory. Lay down the burden of having to prove your worth to anyone else, for I have sealed you with my own seal. Live in the peace that comes from knowing you are loved unconditionally, not because you have done enough, but because you belong to me. Let my love heal every wound left by betrayal, so that you may continue to love, continue to trust, continue to hope, and continue to live with a tender heart. For that is the beauty I have placed within you, and I long for it to shine brightly in this world. You are my marvelous handiwork. No one has the right to diminish what I have lifted up. No one can take away the worth I have bestowed upon you. You are not defined by betrayal, but by my eternal choice of you. Live in that truth, my child, and you will see yourself no longer as a victim, but as one who carries my love, my light, and my life into the world. You were not only created in my image, but also sent forth to reflect me among the nations, and that is your true identity, secure, unchanging, and full of glory. My beloved child, I want you to understand more deeply this truth: human love always has its limits. It is not always as pure and enduring as you once hoped, but often twisted by personal needs, hidden fears, concealed pride, or unhealed wounds in their souls. Most people do not love out of abundance, but out of lack, not out of wholeness, but out of broken pieces. And when love springs from deficiency, it quickly grows weary, unstable, even fractured when its needs are not met. They love not to give, but to seek something that might fill the emptiness within them. They hope that others will satisfy long unmet desires, mend the gaps carried from childhood, or heal the wounds they do not know how to face. And when those longings are not fulfilled in the way they expect, they turn away, they run, or they seek comfort elsewhere. That leaves you in pain and disappointment and makes you believe you are not enough. But my child, know this. Their departure does not reflect your worth, it reflects the brokenness within them. My child, many people cling to what is comfortable and run away from what is difficult. They cannot endure seasons of testing, for their hearts have not been anchored in true love. They seek fleeting pleasures instead of choosing what is lasting. They pursue passing sweetness instead of learning how to love through suffering. And when faced with pain, they withdraw because they have never experienced a love that can stand firm in the storm. Not all of them are wicked or malicious. No, my child, do not grow bitter toward them. The truth is, they have never known what perfect love is, a love that can only be found in me. A person can only give love to the measure they themselves have received. A heart that has never been immersed in my love can only love within the limits of the flesh, loving with fragility, selfishness, and fear. That is why so often people wound one another, not because they intend to, but because they know no other way. They love, but not enough. They promise, but cannot keep. They begin, but cannot persevere until the end. Do not let these limitations deceive you into believing that love does not exist. True love is real, but it cannot be found in human strength. It flows only from me, the source of all love. My child, I know you once hoped that one day they would recognize my love and let it transform them. But there are those who, until the very end, will never choose to open their hearts to receive it. They will continue to chase after emptiness, to run from truth, to search for what is temporary, while refusing to stand in the light. This will bring you sorrow, for you long to see them change. Yet I tell you, do not let their decisions destroy your faith or rob you of your peace. You are not responsible for filling the voids they carry. Only I can do that. Release them to me and believe that my love for you is greater than the lack they will never be able to make up for. Believe that you were not created to live in the disappointment of human love, but to experience the fullness of my love, a love that never changes, never abandons, never fails you. Let me become the true source of love in your life. For when you are satisfied in me, you will no longer depend on how much or how little someone loves you. You will no longer tremble at rejection nor live in fear of betrayal. Remember this, my child. Human love may stumble, but my love endures forever. People may promise and then forget, but my word is faithful through all generations. People may leave when hardship comes, but I am the one who remains with you in the storm. People may love out of their emptiness, but I love you out of my fullness. My love has no beginning and no end. It does not depend on what you do or fail to do. It rests upon who I am, for I am love itself. My child, open your heart to receive this love. Let my love fill the empty spaces that human love has left behind. Let me stitch together the wounds caused by betrayal. Let me renew your heart so that you may love not out of lack, but out of wholeness. You are not called to live in fear of abandonment, but to live in the confidence that you are always held in my hands. Let my love be the source of all that you give, flowing through you like an endless river pouring out to those around you. And my child, when you are immersed in this perfect love, you will no longer demand that the love of others be flawless. You will be able to love without control, to give without expecting in return, to forgive without needing proof. Because you love out of fullness, not out of emptiness. You love from my love, not from your own strength. This is true freedom. The kind of freedom the world cannot give and cannot take away. Beloved child, never forget human love is limited, but my love is infinite. People may leave you, but I never will. People may break your heart, but I will mend it and make it stronger. People may love you and then betray you, but I love you with an everlasting love that never changes. Hold fast to this love and you will walk in peace, in freedom, and in joy, a joy no betrayal can ever steal from you. My beloved child, many times through tears you have thought you were rejected, cast aside as someone of no worth. But I want you to know that what you saw as rejection was in fact redirection by my own hand. You saw a door close, but I was opening a new path, steadier, brighter. You saw a relationship break apart, but I was protecting you from what could wound your soul in the long run. You saw loss, but I saw shelter. You saw emptiness, but I saw space for something new to grow. My child, believe this. Not a single one of your tears falls without my knowing, and no loss comes to you, apart from the wisdom of my plan. So often you have asked, why did they leave? Why was I abandoned? Why was I set aside? But my child, each time someone leaves your life, it is not because you are unworthy, it is because I long to draw you closer to myself. I do not want your soul anchored to fragile, changing love. I want you to find your foundation in me alone, in a love that never changes, never abandons, and never disappoints. Each time you are pushed aside, I am in fact preparing to lift you up, to place you in a place you never imagined. It is precisely when you think you have been forsaken that I am working in secret to lead you into a greater wholeness. Even now, in the midst of unhealed wounds and pain that still feels raw, I am at work. I do not let any of your suffering go to waste. I am using the very things that seem to harm you to form within you a new kind of love. A love that is no longer fragile, not ruled by fleeting emotions, not fading when trials come. I am shaping in you a love that is steadfast and enduring, a love that reflects my own, my child. I am teaching you to love as I love. This love knows sacrifice it is willing to give without demanding anything in return. This love knows endurance. It stands firm in the storm, unshaken by betrayal or disappointment. This love knows forgiveness. It does not cling to bitterness, but chooses release so the soul may be free. And this love is filled with wisdom. It is not naive to be exploited, but discerning to see what is true and what is false, what must be kept and what must be released. This is a love that rises above human love, for it flows from the infinite well of my own love. Beloved child, I am transforming your heart so that it will no longer be confined within the narrow limits of human affection, but opened wide to become a channel of divine love. You once loved by your own strength and reaped much brokenness, but now I am teaching you to love with the love I give, a love without boundaries. It is this love that will make you stand firm even when the world turns its back. It is this love that will enable you to stretch out your arms even to those who have wounded you without losing the wisdom to guard yourself. It is this love that will make you a light in a world of selfishness, betrayal, and deceit. My precious child, I want you to understand that rejection is not the end, but the beginning of a deeper journey into my love. Loss is not proof of meaninglessness, but an opportunity to discover my sheltering hand. What you thought was destruction, I use to build. What you saw as sorrow, I transform into the foundation of spiritual growth. And through it all, I am cultivating within you a love that is strong, pure, and unwavering, just like the love I have for you. Let me continue this work in you, my child. Do not resist. Do not cling to what I have already taken away. Do not grow bitter toward those who have turned from you. Let me turn your brokenness into wholeness, your betrayal into a lesson, your loss into a blessing, and your heart into a dwelling place for true love. One day you will see that what you thought was the end was only the beginning of something far more glorious. And then you will know that it was in the very midst of pain that I taught you to love, as I love, with a love that sacrifices, endures, forgives, and walks wisely in the light. My beloved child, the enemy will always seek to keep you imprisoned in the dungeon of the past. It whispers sorrowful memories into your ears, stirs up images of betrayal, and sets before your eyes the moments of rejection, so that you might think you will never escape. It wants you to live forever in the cycle of pain, to carry the weight and guilt that bind your soul whenever you look back. But my child, I tell you a greater truth. I have given you authority to break every chain. You are no longer a victim of what has happened, for you have been empowered to speak life over your own story. You do not need to curse the past with your words, for curses only deepen your prison of bitterness. Instead, open your mouth to bless the future. Use your very voice, the voice the enemy once sought to silence, to proclaim the promises I have spoken. Declare that pain no longer has power over you. Declare that every scar is evidence of healing. Declare that you are not defined by betrayal, but by the unfailing love of the one who redeemed you. Remember, my child, life and death are in the power of the tongue. So choose life. Choose for your words to become seeds sown into the new field I am preparing for you. When you stand before dark memories, do not let them overwhelm you. Proclaim my promises over those very memories. Take the pain and turn it into a foundation for declaring healing. Take disappointment and use it to confess new hope. Take the lies the enemy has planted and answer them with my truth. When it says you are abandoned, proclaim that I have never left you. When it says you are worthless, proclaim that you were created in my image. When it says you will never be free, declare that the Son has set you free, and you are truly free indeed. My child, do not wait in heaviness. Worship even before the miracle appears. For it is in worship that you are lifted above your circumstances. Your soul is drawn out of the shadows. Worship while waiting is not denial of pain. It is placing that pain at my feet, that I might turn it into a stepping stone to draw you closer to me. Every song, every prayer, every tear offered in worship becomes a sweet fragrance before my throne. and you will see that as you choose to worship, bitterness dissolves, chains are broken, and you step into the freedom that only my presence can bring. Beloved child, remember this. No betrayal is meaningless. I transform every betrayal into a step that leads you nearer to me. Each time you are pushed down, I use it to lift you higher. Every rejection is not a door closed forever, but a redirection guiding you to the place I have prepared. You may think they robbed you of your worth, but in truth, through betrayal, you have learned to rely wholly on my love instead of seeking acceptance from man. You may think disappointment is the end, but in reality, disappointment is my invitation for you to enter into deeper intimacy with me. My child, you will find that the loneliest moments are often when I am the closest to you. The deepest disappointments are the very opportunities for me to reveal my unshakable love. When others withdraw, I step forward. When one door closes, I open another. When you lose a relationship, I bring you fullness in my presence. No disappointment is meaningless if it draws you closer to me. No tear is wasted if it becomes a seed for a harvest of joy. Therefore, my child, stand firm. Do not let old memories take hold of your present. Do not let betrayal become chains, but turn it into a stepping stone. Do not let disappointment make you bitter, but allow it to soften your heart so that you may become more like me. Choose to use your mouth to proclaim life, to lift up songs of worship, and to speak the truth. And as you do so, you will see the enemy tremble, the darkness retreat, and my light shine upon you more powerfully than ever before. My child, remember this as a seal upon your heart. Every betrayal is not the final wound, but a step upward. Every disappointment is not the end, but a doorway into deeper intimacy with me. You are not defeated, you are not abandoned, you are not destroyed. You are being trained by me to become a warrior of love, powerful, wise, forgiving, blessing others, and living in true freedom. And as you live in this truth, you will become a living testimony to the world that God turns evil into good and transforms pain into glory. My beloved child, you must understand that the enemy never ceases to try to drag you back into the captivity of old memories. It knows that if you keep looking behind you, you will have no strength left to move forward. That is why it constantly stirs up your pain, replays images of betrayal, and magnifies feelings of abandonment, so that you believe you are still trapped in the past. But I, the one who died in your place and rose again to give you life, will not allow the chains of the past to hold power over you any longer. I have given you authority to open your mouth and declare life, to proclaim my promises even before you see any change. You are not a victim of memories, you are the one set free. Each time you open your mouth in worship, the darkness is pushed back. Each time you confess the truth, lies are stripped away. Remember, the enemy trembles when you take hold of that authority. It does not fear memories, but it fears when you use those memories as testimony of my faithfulness. Look back, my child, and recognize that I have been with you in every circumstance. Even when you could not see me, I was holding you tightly. Even when you thought you were about to collapse, I upheld you with my mighty arm. Do not let past pain become a chain. Turn it into a stepping stone that draws you closer to me. You have a choice to live in bitterness, or to rise and turn disappointment into a song of worship. When you bless instead of curse, when you worship instead of weep, you will see transformation begin within your heart. It is not your circumstances that change first, it is your heart. And when your heart changes, your circumstances will slowly be transformed as well. My child, trust that every betrayal, every disappointment, every rejection is part of the path I have prepared for you. None of them are meaningless, and none of them happen outside of my control. I use them to teach you to lean on me more deeply, to refine your faith until it is as pure as gold tested by fire. If you never tasted betrayal, how would you know the depth of my faithfulness? If you were never abandoned, how could you grasp my ever-present nearness? If you never faced disappointment, how would you realize that hope in me never fades? So, my child, keep walking with courage. Let every wound become a scar of glory, reminding you that I have triumphed with you and through you. My dear one, I know that letting go of painful memories is not easy. Your heart still bears its wounds, and sometimes a single word, an image, or an unexpected moment is enough to awaken the pain you thought was long asleep. But I tell you this, you do not face it alone. I am the one who heals memories. I can enter the hidden places no one else can reach. You may hide them from people, but you cannot hide them from me. I know the deepest layers of your soul, and I do not come to condemn, but to heal. Do not be afraid when I bring memories to the surface. I do not do it to hurt you further, but to uproot what has bound you. When I lay my powerful hand upon those old memories, they are no longer torment, they become testimony. My child, learn to use your mouth to proclaim the truth directly over your wounds. If the enemy whispers that you are worthless, answer, I was created by the hand of God, I am precious in His eyes. If it says you will always be alone, declare God has never left me, He is with me until the end of the age. If it plants fear that you will be betrayed again, confess. The Lord is my fortress, He is the faithful one who never changes. When you open your mouth to proclaim truth, darkness loses its foothold. You cannot change what has passed, but you can decide what will shape you from this day forward. And remember, my child, I have already given you this authority. Turn your waiting into an act of worship. Do not think that worship happens only when you receive answers. Worship also in the silence when nothing is visible but stillness, for it is in that silence that your faith grows. It is when you lift your voice in song in the middle of the night that your spirit is bound to me more deeply. Worship is a mighty weapon that makes the enemy tremble, for it proves that you choose to believe in me rather than your circumstances. Every time you lift your eyes and sing in the darkness, all of heaven stirs, and my light begins to shine into the deepest places of your life. Beloved child, I want you to see every betrayal and disappointment through a new lens. Do not view them as proof that you are unlovable, but as reminders that human love is limited while my love is limitless. Every betrayal is a step that brings you closer into my arms. Every abandonment is an opportunity for you to realize that I have never abandoned you. Every disappointment is a doorway through which you may enter into deeper intimacy with me. You think you are losing, but in truth you are being added to. You think you are weak, but I am making you strong. You think you are broken, but I am using that very brokenness to build a stronger foundation. Picture your life as a vineyard. There are times when I must prune branches that bear no fruit. The pruning cuts deeply and causes pain, but without it the vine will never yield a bountiful harvest. The betrayals, the losses, the rejections you endure are the prunings I allow in order to remove what is unnecessary and make room for new life to spring forth. Do not fear the pruning, for it does not come to destroy you, but to make you more fruitful. And the fruit is not the bitter fruit of resentment, but the sweet fruit of love, forgiveness, patience, and hope. My child, learn to love as I love. My love is neither fragile nor fleeting, nor is it conditional. It is a love that knows how to sacrifice for others, a love willing to endure trials, a love that dares to forgive even in the face of betrayal. Yet it is also a wise love, one that does not allow darkness to take root in the heart. I do not call you to love blindly, but to love in the light, to love under the guidance of the Holy Spirit. And when you learn to love as I love, you will step into true freedom. You will no longer be haunted by the fear of abandonment, for you know that I am with you. You will no longer tremble at betrayal, for you know that your worth is secured in me. You will no longer fear loss, for you know that in all things I am working to bring forth good. My beloved child, I want you to remember that nothing happens outside of my sight. When you are betrayed, when you shed tears in secret, when you look around and find no one standing by your side, I am still there. Every tear you shed I have counted, every cry in the darkness I have heard. Not a single moment of your life is forgotten in my heart. That is why I say to you, do not let the actions of men define you. Let my word shape you. Place your identity in the unchanging truth that you are unconditionally loved, that you are a treasure in my hands, that you are not a mistake or a burden, but a wondrous creation reflecting my image. My child, there are times I allow you to be wounded, not to crush you, but to shape you into a strong instrument in my hand. Just as gold must pass through fire to be refined, so must you pass through trials to reveal the preciousness I have placed within you. I know pain is not pleasant, but it teaches you to release your reliance on man and cling tightly to me. When you lose someone you thought would remain, you learn that I alone am the faithful one for all eternity. When you are rejected, you realize that I am the one whose arms are always open. When you are disappointed, you discover in me a source of hope that never fades. Through all that you endure, your love for me grows deeper, and your trust in me becomes unshakable. Therefore, my child, receive these trials as an invitation. Every betrayal is not merely a wound, but also an opportunity to draw nearer to my heart. Each time you are cast aside, you will see more clearly that my acceptance is enough for you. Every time you stumble, it is a chance to feel my strength lifting you up. And whenever you must let go, you make room for me to fill. You are not defined by what has been lost, but by the one who has overcome on your behalf. And I, the one who began the good work in you, will surely bring it to completion until the very last day. Beloved child, what I am teaching you is to learn how to love with wisdom. True love is neither blind nor an unconditional acceptance of what is wrong. True love, like mine, is both tender and strong, full of grace, yet overflowing with justice. I want you to learn to love not from emptiness, but from fullness in me. When your heart has been healed by my love, you will no longer love in order to seek acceptance, but to give life. You will no longer be enslaved by the fear that loving will cost you loss, for you know that in me nothing you give is ever wasted. My child, forgiveness does not mean erasing or denying the wound, but choosing not to let that wound control you any longer. Forgiveness is entrusting judgment to me, so that you no longer have to bear the weight yourself. When you forgive, you are not saying that what they did was right. You are declaring that what they did no longer has the power to bind you. Forgiveness is the key that opens the door to freedom for your soul. When you forgive, you do not lose, you receive peace. When you forgive, you are not weak, you are strong because you choose to walk in my ways. And it is in forgiveness itself that you become more like me. My child, look upon my mirror on the cross. When those who nailed me mocked me, when friends turned their backs, still I declared, Father, forgive them. That love is not a fragile love, but a love that sacrifices, that endures, that forgives, and yet is filled with wisdom. This very love is what I am pouring into you. You do not create it on your own. You need only open your heart and let me flow through you. Then you will love as I love, forgive as I forgive, be patient as I am patient, and be strong as I am strong. And you will become living proof to the world that there is a God who turns pain into blessing, betrayal into deliverance, and who makes you an instrument of his eternal love. Beloved child, I want you to engrave deep within your soul that nothing you have gone through is meaningless. The betrayals, the rejections, the losses that seem to leave only ashes in my mighty hands, all of them are being shaped into stones that build a firm foundation for you. You are not defined by memories, not bound by lies, and not condemned to live in bitterness. You are chosen. You are my masterpiece. You are my beloved child whom I love with everlasting love. I was there in your past. I am with you in your present, and I will walk with you until the very end. So lift up your head and walk in freedom, in joy, and in my unfailing love. I call you to turn your story into a testimony. Do not hide your scars, for they are the very evidence of healing. Do not fear the past, for it is now only the foundation of a more glorious future. Let your heart be poured out in worship. Let your lips proclaim the truth. Let your soul overflow with a love that does not waver. And from this day forward, live as a witness of the freedom I have given you, so that anyone who looks upon you may see the radiance of my grace. My beloved child, I want you to engrave deep within your soul that everything you have gone through has never been in vain. The betrayals, the rejections, the losses that seem to leave behind nothing but ashes under my sovereign hand, all of these are becoming the stones that build a solid foundation for you. You are not defined by memories, not bound by lies, and not imprisoned in bitterness. You are chosen, my masterpiece, the child whom I love with an everlasting love. I was there in the past, I am present with you in this very moment, and I will walk with you until the very end. Therefore, lift up your head and walk in freedom, in joy, and in the unfailing love that is mine. I call you to turn your story into a testimony. Do not hide your scars, for they are the very evidence of healing. Do not fear your past, for it is now only the foundation of a far more glorious future. Let your heart be poured out in worship, let your lips declare the truth, and let your soul overflow with a love that cannot be shaken. And from this day forward, live as a witness of the freedom I have given you, so that whoever looks upon you may behold the radiance of my grace. Lord, I lift up to you all the old memories that once pierced my heart with pain. Please come and heal every wound, uproot all bitterness, and replace it with the peace that comes from you. I no longer want to dwell in the past. I choose to walk in the freedom you have given me. Lord, help me no longer be deceived by the voice of the enemy. Whenever it sows lies, let me remember your unshakable promises. I proclaim that I am created in your image, that I am loved, chosen, and that nothing can ever separate me from that eternal love. Lord, I choose to forgive those who have hurt me, not because they deserve it, but because you first forgave me. I surrender the right to judge into your hands, and I ask that you free my soul from the chains of resentment. May my heart become like yours, able to love, able to forgive, yet also wise enough to walk in the light. Lord, teach me to love as you love, not from a place of lack, but from fullness. Let me love through sacrifice, love with patience, love with forgiveness, and love with wisdom. Make me a vessel of your love so that through me many others may also find healing and freedom. Lord, I thank you because you have turned every betrayal into a stepping stone, every disappointment into an invitation to draw nearer to you. I believe that the story of my life is not yet finished, and that you are still writing it with your loving hand. Grant me steadfastness and perseverance and faith, and fill me with hope as I step into the new chapters you have prepared. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we may build a strong community of faith.